This is Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
This is James Arnold Taylor, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi. I have a good feeling about this.
Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of CWK Live, Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Dan Zehr, delighted to talk Star Wars with each and every one of you. It's a great day to talk about Star Wars. Let's bring in our friends who have joined us this evening. First, Darren is here. Hello, Darren. Great to have you back on the show. Jason as well. Hello, Jason. Jason says, hello there. Adam says, hello, Adam. Says, hello, what have we here? Said in our best Lando voice, naturally. Mary is with us. Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to February. That's right, the first CWK Live of February 2024. Mr. Fudge is here. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone has had a great day. Yes, and I hope you have as well, too, Mr. Fudge. Terry says, I'd rather be here than kissing a Wookiee, no matter who arranged it. That's fun. I like that, Terry. Great job. Good to see you. Darren says, February, another month closer to spring. How about it? Leo is here. Hello, Leo. Great to see you, buddy. And Bert Waffle has returned too. Look at this great lineup of all-star Star Wars fans we've got with us. What a nice thing. We've got a fun show for you tonight. I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together. We're going to do your top 5 quotes from The Empire Strikes Back. We've got Orbesh Lessons Week 10 and your comments and questions. We've got a lot of news to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump into what is brewing in the world of Star Wars this week.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, hello. Okay. So news this week, we heard late last week that Ahsoka is getting her first ever solo comic book series from Marvel Comics. This is the adaptation of Ahsoka Season 1 on Disney+. And all 8 episodes are going to be included in this series, which starts on July 2024. I don't know how many issues it is. It's probably on the press release. It is posted on coffeewithkenobi.com. The full Marvel press release is there. So check it out for all the information behind the scenes. But there's a look at the initial cover, and it looks fantastic, as you would expect, nothing less from the talents at Marvel. So that's exciting. July 2024, the Ahsoka comic book series begins. Got some great news. The Grammys, of course, were on Sunday. Taylor Swift naturally stole the show, but there was some other information that was very exciting. For example, Lucasfilm has some Grammy winners. I think they deserve a round of applause. Yeah, so John Williams wins yet another Grammy. He won Best Instrumental Composition for Elena's theme. Of course, that is John Williams from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, so that is fantastic. Hey, Zach, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you on the show. Another Grammy winner, a Grammy Award winner for Best Score for a Video Game with Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So that is also excellent, excellent news. So we're very excited, very proud of Lucasfilm, and they continue to impress with great quality stuff, and it's nice to see them getting these professional awards as well. Terry says, congratulations to John Williams. Absolutely, the maestro is the king. So we've got one more bit of news. It's been filtering out there, and I don't think I talked about it last week. I don't think I did. But now I can, because it's on Amazon and other places. But as you probably saw, on September 17th, a brand new book is dropping. This is the Star Wars Encyclopedia. It is updated with, well, a lot of amazing Star Wars from all across the galaxy. For all the information that you need to know about it, it is on Amazon.com or anywhere that the book is listed, which is Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, Books A Million, DK's website, all those places. And I am happy to report that I am one of the authors of the Star Wars Encyclopedia. It is my 4th Star Wars book. I am very excited about it. Thank you in advance to those of you who have reached out about it. It's very exciting. I can't wait for you to all see it and read it and It's going to be fun. Can't say too much, but I am excited for you to get your hands on it. It comes out September 17th and is available for pre-order now. Nick is here. What's up, dude? He says, oh my gosh, congrats, Dan. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Let's look at some merchandise news. So this is cute, right? Jason says, congratulations. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, my friend. This is new. This is the new in the Hasbro Droidables collection. These are exclusive to Walmart. This is R5D4 naturally. They're like little plush. They're not Funkos. Okay, that's a different company. Those are hard plastic. These are like little squishy stuffed animal type of things. That's probably the worst description ever, but you know what I mean. And they're super cute. Hasbro has a lot of other information too. They have really their lightsaber forge series is fun. You can customize and interchange the different lightsabers, but there's so many to choose from. There's a brand new set that's coming out that spotlights the kyber crystals, and you can see right here. This is the first one. This is Ahsoka Tano, the lightsaber forged kyber core lightsaber. You can see the white kyber crystal inside it. Very, very fun. There's a number of these. This is the one from Baylan Skoll, and it has got the orange lightsaber with the orange lightsaber kyber crystal in it as well. We also have Luke Skywalker's from Return of the Jedi. Matt Tween is here. He says, hey everyone, Matt Tween, great to have you on the show. Zach says he saw Chopper at Walmart. Okay, that's cool. Big Chopper fan, obviously, so that's good to know. Matt says, love y'all's podcast. Appreciate it, my friend. Really, really, really do. Thank you so much for your support, and we're glad you're here with us. Now, here's some really cool stuff. We have a lightsaber forge kyber core electronic lightsaber. So these light up. Now, this is a dark saber. Yes, it's blue. So maybe making one that's black, it wouldn't light up as well. I have no idea. When I talk to Hasbro, I'll ask them about it. So remind me if I forget. But it's pretty, it still looks great. In fact, it looks so cool that I included an extra picture of what it looks like when it is on and extended. I think it's very nice. And I mean, we all love Legacy lightsabers and Hasbro's Black Series lightsabers, but these are great because they're not as expensive, not even in the same sort of bracket, I guess. But then they're more like, you can play with all of them, but these, I feel like they're safer to play with. You don't have to worry about them, you know, who wants to play with an expensive lightsaber? Not to the degree you can with these things. So they're really fun. Was Chopper shopping for some mailer runes? Jason, that is a good question, Zach. You need to answer Jason about that one. This is the lightsaber forged kyber core electronic Darth Vader, red. And this one, just like the Darksaber one, also has the kyber core crystal in it that you can look at as well. And it's these electronic ones light up, so that's cool. Here's Luke's. I'm sorry, that's not Luke's, it's green. That's Sabine's lightsaber. Now, this is the Han Solo Rebel vest from Heroes and Villains. And there's a whole bunch of new vests. I picked this one, but there's like there's a Mandalorian one. I think there's an Ahsoka one. There's a lot of them. I thought the Han Solo one was cool. There's the back of it. It's got that awesome Rebels logo on the back. And just like all things, if you use the code COFFEE, you get 20% off of your orders from heroesandvillains.com. Remember, it doesn't have to be Star Wars related. It can be anything. There's Star Trek stuff on there. There's Dungeons and Dragons. There's Godzilla. I mean, anything cool pop culture that you can imagine, Marvel, DC, they're on there. But just use that code COFFEE, 20% off your order. Okay. I think it is time to do some Aurebesh lessons. Aurebesh, we are, let's see, we're almost halfway through. Are we halfway through? We're pretty close. We're getting really close. I was testing myself a lot this week. Last week, I kept forgetting how to write the letter J. So I've got my piece of paper. There's the letter A. I want you to write A through J right now, okay? And let's see how you're doing. Next week, I promise I've actually made a quiz. I just didn't publish it yet. We're going to get you a chance to spell some words in Orabesh. But in the meantime, let's take a moment and write A through J. Now, no cheating. This is just to see how you're doing. So we've got our A. Don't worry about how neat it looks. Just do your best. Some of these are very, very hard to make look nice. D, E, just writing as I talk. F, let's see, can I remember from what I did last week that I did 100 times? Yeah, F. And then my G, H, I, and then the new one, J. Okay, how do I do? Does everybody have theirs? I don't want to show my work until you have shown yours because, I know that you want to do your best. So my F is backwards. Well, even though I practiced it a million times, I still did the F backwards. Wait, did I? Yeah, I did. Oh, well. So again, I know I just checked my work. I know I got one wrong. Mary got hers. I can't believe I did the F backwards. Dan, oh. There's your A. There's the letter B. There is the letter C. Please check your work as you're going along. There's the letter D, which is that 7. There's the E, which looks like a V and an I combined. There's the F, which I did mine. So you can see it. I did mine backwards. I'm still frustrated with that. I even had a way of remembering it, but obviously it didn't work. Then we've got the G, which I'll always remember because Liberty Timmons said that it was like a sand. I said it was like a sand crawler, and she said she couldn't unsee it. So now I always remember the G. There's the H. Okay, I did that right. Good. There's the I, which is really easy because it's the number 1. And then we had the J. I did my J correct. It's not the best looking J that ever was, but I did it. So how did everybody else do? While you're doing that, let's look at the letter for this week. It is the letter K. And that is what it looks like. It's like, it's almost like a backwards fancy C, which is very flat. All the lines are very flat. There's no curves in this at all. But that's the letter K. And I'm finally, some of these things I'm looking around. Like I've got the Galaxy's Edge Spork. It came with that nice fancy burlap looking case. And I keep looking at the letters on here. And I keep thinking someday I'm going to be able to look over at this and recognize what the heck is going on. And I finally see some of it. So pretty exciting stuff. Zach says he likes the segment. Well, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. It's fun to do. It's a real challenge. I really wanted to learn Orabesh, and I know that the best way to learn something is to write about it or to teach it. So that is me tapping into my day job of being a high school educator and trying for us all to learn Orabesh together. Okay, now it is time for the main portion of our segment, our top 5. Tonight's top 5 is going to be your top 5 quotes from The Empire Strikes Back. For so many of us, it's your favorite. It's certainly in my top 2 or 3 for sure. Let's see. This one, we say every week, oh gosh, it was so hard to narrow this down to 5. And that is, not only is that true again, but I thought, no, this should be a top 10. And I'm not just saying it, it really should have been a top 10 because I had to cut a bunch of them. And I've never had to cut as many as I did this week because The Empire Strikes Back, I think it's just so, they're all great for different reasons, but I think The Empire Strikes Back is so well written and so iconic that it was hard to narrow it down. So I did the best I could, and we'll see how you did. Number 5, this one is dedicated to Jeff McGee. This is his favorite line. I think it's to him the funniest line in movies. But when Han Solo says, "Laugh it up, fuzzball," it never ceased to get a chuckle out of audiences. Even now, it does. And I love watching it with this movie with people who have never seen it before. Laugh it up, fuzzball is great. And this movie is so heavy and dark, so to have something that's funny and light is a nice, refreshing thing. Mary says we could have had 5 for each main character. Mary, that is an idea. That is an excellent idea. And you are not wrong. Adam's number 5, a Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never attack. We're going to see a lot of great Yoda stuff on here, Adam, and I love your picture of Yoda on your Facebook profile picture, but that is a great one. Burnt Waffle, while you stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking, nerf her. That is, of course, Princess Leia. Terry's number 5, bringing out the big guns right away. No, I am your father. Wow. Wow, that's a huge one, Terry. I'm impressed you brought that out already. Darren's number 5. I don't know where you get your delusions, Laser Brain. Leia is full of the quips in this one. Mary's number 5, same as mine. Laugh it up, fuzzball. Jason says Henrik likes that one. It's such a good one. Mr. Fudge, it's not my fault. From Lando Calrissian, number 5. Leo's number 5, also laugh it up, fuzzball. Nick's number 5, he is as clumsy as he is stupid. That is a good one. That made my honorable mentions. It's Vader being scary funny, which we see a little bit through this series. Number 5 for Jason, why you stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. And Han says, who's scruffy-looking? I should have did audio clips. Zach's number 5, he's no good to me, dead. That, I almost made that my number 2 or 1, and then I thought of something else, and I scratched it off, and it went to my honorable mention. But that's a great one, too. It's a great Boba Fett iconic one. All right, anybody else? Remember, not only can you watch the show CWK Live on Facebook, on Coffee with Kenobi's Facebook page, but you can also watch it on Coffee with Kenobi's YouTube channel. And you can hear the audio anytime on your favorite podcast catcher. So that's good. All right, let's go ahead and jump into number 4. Number 4. For me, it is, I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Honorable mention to me for cutting off the D and smelled on my video. Oh, well. Another funny one from Han Solo. This one I thought was equally funny, if not funnier. But it's just a great moment of Han just being exasperated and still being the hero, being a little reluctant just because he doesn't really love the situation he's in. He's kind of a complainer. And that's sort of appealing, at least from this character. And him saying that in the treacherous situation they're in where they could easily freeze to death overnight on Hoth. And him finding humor somehow, even though there's no one there to laugh except for, well, him, and he doesn't even laugh. I just think it's a great dynamite character piece. So good. All right, number 4 for Mary. Mary apparently has looked on my paper because she has the exact same one as me. I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Obviously, that's a good one, I think, but I'm biased. Darren's number 4, I'd just as soon kiss a Wookiee. Leia's another iconic line. Terry's number 4, do or do not. There is no try. I expect we'll see that one quite a bit too. An outstanding, iconic one. Adam's adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. You are reckless. A great Yoda line. Mr. Fudge, do or do not. There is no try. And Mary, you're right. We should do a top 5 of Luke, top 5 of Vader, top 5 of Yoda. Number 4 for Jason. Hurry up, Goldenrod. You're going to be a permanent resident. Oh, that's a good one, Jason. I wish I'd thought of that. I love that one. Burnt Waffles, number 4. Oh, I cannot get your ship out, which is, of course, from Yoda. That's so good that you picked that one. Number 4 for Nick. The son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi. That's right. That one made my honorable mentions as well, Nick. Zach's number 4. A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack. Iconic. These are so iconic. Liberty is here. She says, 5 for me is a scruffy-looking nerfer line from Leia. Awesome. Liberty, I give you credit for the letter G for our Orabesh lessons earlier today. Just wanted you to know that, and welcome back. Mary says, we're 2 for 2. Yes, we are. Number 4 for Leo. There's a great disturbance in the Force. That's iconic, because isn't that the first line that the Emperor says in the Star Wars trilogy? I think it is. Number 4 for Liberty, adventure, excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. Another terrific line that was brought up by Adam just a few moments ago. Very good. Well, let's jump in to number 3, shall we? Number 3 for me, impressive. Most impressive. I will always love this line from Vader. I had a Hallmark ornament, one of the first ones they made, and it was Vader talking. Of course, you push a button and he would just give different quotes. And I love that one. Plus, it's a super cool one because Vader is legitimately impressed with Luke. And you get the sense that Darth Vader doesn't get impressed with anybody or anything for any reason. But Luke impresses him. The way he jumps up out of that carbon freeze, and just the camera work and the special effects make it go so fast. And that always floored me that Luke could be that fast. I remember seeing that every time I saw it in theaters. I had to do a double take to make sure I saw correctly that Luke was flying that fast or jumping that fast. And the fact that Vader is impressed when he's clearly the biggest bad around, you're just kind of in awe of the whole situation. There's a lot of richness in that one too. So I absolutely love it. Number 3 for Darren. Great warrior. Wars not make one great, from the Mighty Yoda. Another one from the Mighty Yoda. Terry's number 3. You must have unlearned what you have learned. Probably the one I use the most in school as a teacher. Adam's number 3. Luke, I don't believe it. And Yoda says, that is why you fail. Adam and Terry's last 2 made me wish I'd changed my list again. Number 3 for Mr. Fudge. This deal's getting worse all the time, from Lando. Number 3 from Burt Waffle. Same. This deal's getting worse all the time. Look at that. Jason's number 3. Impressive. Most impressive. Darth Vader. The one and only. Mary's number 3. It's not my fault. There goes our perfect match. Oh, well. Well, we had a good run. Number 3 for Zach. Then I will see you in hell. This shows Han being a hero and caring about his friend, and shows the depth to him. Plus, it shows he doesn't care what the cost is. He's going to save his friend. That's serious loyalty. And it is a good line. Liberty's number 3 is, do or do not, there is no try. I really didn't understand that line until Kanan explained it to Ezra. Now I'm totally on board. It's a great one. And I got to write about this during COVID for StarWars.com in my teaching with Star Wars segment. And I wrote all about this. I got to remember to post it. But it's a fascinating line, Liberty. There's a lot of richness to it. Leo's next one, number 3. No, I am your father. And then next, number 3, Vader wants us all dead. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a really deep cut, because it's, Lando says, no, he's not. He's not looking. Doesn't want you at all. He's after someone called. He's looking for someone called Skywalker, right? It's good. So when Leia says that, it's just like a drop. It's like a drop the hammer thing of like, we're in trouble. Vader wants us dead. And it's scary. Like, Leia is not someone who complains. And so it's a big deal. So, yeah, right on. All right, let's go to number 2. Just me over here babbling about Star Wars. You know how it is. Number 2. It's been mentioned. It's got to be mentioned again. Do or do not. There is no try. What does it mean? Yoda isn't saying, do it or don't. He's like saying don't try. He's not saying don't try. He's saying, I know what you're saying, Luke. Your heart is not in this. You're not going to give your best effort. Do not waste my time. So do it or don't do it. Don't try to do it, because try is your way of making an excuse. That's how I've always interpreted it. And it's a great line, and it's so apt to the human psyche. Just terrific. Darren's number 2, same as mine. Do or do not. There is no try. Terry's number 2. I don't believe it. That is why you fail. Luke and Yoda having a very powerful conversation. Adam's number 2. No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned. Fully fleshing out that whole quote. Very good. Mary's next one. Do or do not. There is no try. Hey, we're 3 for 4, Mary. Number 2 for Jason. This one goes there. That one goes there, right? I use this line all the time. Such like when you're building something, and that's when Han is trying to put the Falcon back together with Chewie. That's a good one. Burnt Waffle's second one, number 2. There isn't enough life on this ice cube to fill a space cruiser. I think that's the second line of dialogue, I think. Liberty's number 2. This has not been brought up yet, surprisingly. I love you, I know. I don't need to tell anybody about that one. We know that one. Number 2 for Mr. Fudge. You're free to use any methods necessary, but I want them alive. No disintegrations. That was in my top 5 as well, and then I modified it. Zach's number 3 again. Do or do not. There is no try. Awesome. Next, number 2. Why you stuck up, half-witted, scruffy looking? Nerf herder. That's right. Who's scruffy looking? Leo's number 2. Do or do not. There is no try. Well, now we're up to number 1. We've only seen I'm Your Father twice. No, we've seen it twice. We've seen Do or Do Not a bunch of times. We've only seen I Love You, I Know once. I'm saying those 3 because I'm predicting we're going to see those 3 the most. Here we go. Let's show our number 1. My number 1 quote from The Empire Strikes Back. The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet. That is Vader talking to Luke as soon as he walks into the carbon freeze chamber, and then Luke slowly walks up that gangplank, and I think it's a gangplank, good steps at any rate. It's one of the few times there's no music in The Empire Strikes Back. Vader and Luke are staring at each other, just silhouetted. My dogs are barking, as you can hear. And then the lightsabers extend. But before that, there's this dramatic slow pause, and it is so powerful. Every time I watch that moment, I get goosebumps. On StarWars.com, on my profile, I put that as my favorite moment in all the Star Wars films, and I love it. It's great. Now, I might be tempted to switch to Luke's amazing appearance at the end of The Last Jedi. Either way, the Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet. Just means so much to me. Sorry, and my dog's getting all crazy. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, well. Terry says, I love you, I know. There it is. Adam's number 1, luminous beings we are. Not this crude matter. That's a great one. That hasn't come in bit either, but that could have easily been in my top 5 as well. Darren's number 1, never tell me the odds. A great Han Solo line. Mr. Fudge, number 1's death marks not an easy thing to live with. The first quote from General Regan. How cool is that? Liberty's number 1 is no, I am your father. Number 1 for Jason, a Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack. Outstanding. Nick's, there is another. Yoda completely drops the mic. That's true. Nick's, I just said that one. Mary's number 1 is a tie. Good thing Corey's on here with us. That's right. He's not a big anti-tie, isn't he? These 2 moments are so pivotal out there for our 3 heroes. There, I love you, I know, and I am your father. After these moments, the entire saga pivots. Oh, nice. Well said. Zach's number 1, no, I'm your father. To be in theaters at the time would be amazing. It was. It blew me away. Bert's number 1, he's as clumsy as he's stupid. Darth Vader, I love that line. Leo's number 1, Luke, I don't believe it. Yoda, that is why you fail. Wow. How about applause for all of you? That's so good. So good. What a fun list. This was, they're all fun. But this one was extra fun for me. So thank you. Thank you for putting your hard work and time into this and letting it rip, because next week, as you know, is going to be your top 5 quotes from Return of the Jedi, Episode 6. For a long time, we thought it was the end of the trilogy. It's not, or the series. It's not, fortunately, but there's a lot of great quotes here. So let's get those top 5 Return of the Jedi quotes ready to go. And now, let's jump into Ask Dan Z. Let's see, honorable mention for Liberty, always a motion is the future. Definitely. Honorable mention, yes, your highnessness, and Leia saying, I am not a committee. Mary says, my favorite of all the movies is Return of the Jedi. Wow, that's great. That's so cool. I got a lot of feedback, a lot of great feedback about the show I dropped a month ago, which was from CWK Pour-Over, and had never been on the main feed of Coffee with Kenobi, where we rank the Star Wars movies. I think I would change my list a little bit. So maybe we should revisit that for a future show. I mentioned CWK Pour-Over. Many of you listening and watching the show right now are members of the CWK Alliance, which means you get access to CWK Pour-Over. This week we had a lot of fun. Your top 5 favorite junk foods. Now, what does that have to do with Star Wars? Absolutely nothing. Pour-Over is extra. It's an extra show. We talk about pop culture. We talk about things from our lives. We just have a lot of fun. And 10% of your monthly contributions go directly to the St. Jude Children's Hospital. The other money goes to funding the show. I can't have Coffee with Kenobi, the live show, all the things I'm fortunate to do without members of the CWK Alliance. So thank you all so much for joining and supporting me. If you are curious about the CWK Alliance, want to be a member of our Patreon page, you have exclusive access to videos and podcasts, not heard anywhere else. Just go to coffeewithkenobi.com/CWK Alliance. While we're promoting stuff, don't forget, July 1st through September 30th, if you are a Disney Plus subscriber, you get a free dining plan at Walt Disney World. Go to coffeewithkenobi.com/Disney dining plan to find out the details on this. It's an amazing, amazing deal, especially if you have a bigger family. Well, that doesn't have to be the case. And of course, for using, I hope you will consider using my official travel partner, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Yes. Speaking of them, Coffee with Kenobi and Mouse Fan Travel are going to go to the Disney Wish in the summer of 2025. Still no date yet published for when Disney's going to do their sailings in summer of 2025. But when they do, we will get an official date together and let you know all about it. Jason says Return of the Jedi is his favorite too. It's so good, right? Terry says, not a question, but Disney hasn't updated the Disney Wish schedule after May just yet. Hoping they will. Exactly. I just checked it a little bit ago myself. My favorite clone trooper in the Clone Wars. It might be Wolf. I don't know. I really like... No. I think it might be Gregor. I love Gregor in that droid arc a lot. Of course, I love Rex. It's a good question. It's a hard question. We did a top 5 clone troopers a long time ago. Not in a galaxy far, far away. It was on coffeewithkenobi.com. Well, thank you all. Thank you so much for joining me this week and every week on Coffee with Kenobi, whether it's here on the podcast as a member of the CWK Alliance. You're part of this awesome community, and you help to show again and again that our Star Wars community is amazing with a lot of positive people, and I'm so grateful for all of you and for having this platform to be able to talk to each of you and share a cup of coffee while talking about Star Wars. Mary says, have a great week, everyone. Next week's top 5 is going to be another hard one. I know. I hear you. Jason, have a great week. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope that you have a great week, and I hope that you got a chance to listen to last week's Coffee with Kenobi, where I got to have Pablo back on. Pablo and Emily from Lucasfilm to talk about Dawn of the Rebellion, the visual guide. It was pretty cool. I learned some really cool stuff and some connections about Star Wars. If you're interested in Star Wars, and I know that you are, you're going to love listening to that episode. So I will see you all next week. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great one. May the stars light your way, my friends. This is the live podcast you're looking for. See you next time, and enjoy the Super Bowl.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars-related items are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.